Well, hey, what's up? My name is Tony, and I'm a filmmaker photographer in the St. Louis area. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I've been able to upload any new content, which I apologize. It's just been a really busy season in October for me with all of the weddings and tons of family portraits, and it seems like all of my product photography kind of clients have reached out and said that they want new photos and videos, and so it's just been a really crazy season. But lots have been happening. I've been using the R5, the R6 for all of those types of jobs, and I've just been loving these cameras. I haven't had any trouble with them, and I'm just really excited about the future for Canon's EOS R system. What else is going on? Oh, I got this bad boy, the new iPhone 12 Pro with the Pacific Blue. It looks so good. And to go with it, I got a new case, which is something I'll talk about. I'm thinking about doing a product review on this case because I like it so much. And then I will let you know kind of which case I went with for this new phone. If you're interested in my thoughts on the camera on the iPhone 12 Pro, if I'm gonna end up selling both of my mirrorless cameras for just my iPhone, that's obviously not gonna happen. But if you're curious to what my thoughts are on the camera, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below to let me know that's something that you're interested in. All right, now that all of that is covered, why don't we get to why we are here for this video? And I just want to show you guys my simple talking head, this kind of setup, so that you can kind of replicate it. It's really inexpensive. You don't need anything super fancy, but I'm just gonna kind of take you behind the scenes and show you my creative suite in here, if you will, where I create my YouTube videos, and kind of give you just a BTS look at it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is we're shooting on the EOS R right now. I'm gonna switch to the EOS R, oh sorry, we're shooting on the EOS R6 right now, and I'm gonna switch to the R5, probably with the 24-105, and just kind of let you see a little behind the scenes. So let's do that. All right, well, welcome to my office. This is where I make all my videos, and it's kind of a cool little BTS. You can see this is the typical background. I've got my 27-inch iMac. This is my workstation with just an extra monitor, and then down here I've got my extra laptop. That's kind of my work laptop. But then I've got this. This is a map of Colorado. It's pretty cool. You can see all of the places are highlighted where I've been in Colorado. So it's kind of a cool little detail. And then the only other thing I do for lighting for this bad boy for accents is I've got the Aperture MC back here. And so I just kind of set that on a little bit of a flicker. You've probably noticed that in my videos before, but I just kind of set in the background. It kind of just puts a little glow on the back. So that's kind of the background that we've got set up. You can see that this room is not huge. It is you know, just a regular old bedroom in our house. And this over here, you may have seen this, but I drew this with Sharpies on the wall of the United States, and I take pictures and then I get them printed on canvases. And then my little daughter made me this one, which is pretty cool. So I stuck that on there too. So there I am. I'm wearing that's her, I think, wearing a purple shirt, taking pictures of a mountain, and then our family down here. So I decided that needed to go on the wall of excellent portraits. So this is just my workspace. This is where I get all my work done. So let's talk about the setup. First thing is the camera. This is the EOS R6. I've been using this quite a bit for a lot of my videos. Partially just because I like the way that it looks. I love the R6. And then I've got the 35mm f1.8, which is the RF lens. And I'm just using a cheap travel tripod. You can see here, it's just a tripod with a ball head on it. Nothing fancy. I just kind of use this setup. All right, you may notice that I just leave the clutch. This is a Peak Design clutch. I just leave that on there. And then when it comes to cards, I use the SanDisk Extreme Pros. That's what I've always used, and that's kind of and this is just a 170. It's nothing fancy, just the UHS one, and it seems to work just fine. So for settings on the camera, I shoot 24 frames per second in 4K IPB because that's all this camera can do. I also shoot in 1/50th for the shutter speed, 1.8 aperture wide open, and then I leave my ISO at 400, which is native for this camera. As far as white balance, I'm shooting at 5600, which is daylight. I don't have to ever mess with auto then, because I noticed when I was shooting in auto, it would change the color of the background. So I went ahead and moved to 5600 because that is what this light right here is balanced at. Then when it comes to audio, you can see that cable running out of it. I actually just use a Rode Video Micro, and you can see here, this is my microphone set up. Just a Rode Video Micro. I got this adapter from B&H that just screws into the bottom of the Rode Video Micro, and then it goes on a C-stand and an extension cable to the camera. And that's all I do for audio. And the reason I do that, I don't leave it mounted on top of the camera because I like it to be as close as possible. So when I'm standing here, you've got this microphone inches away from my face, so they get really good quality sound. And I've got a whole video on a cheaper way to do this. You can use just regular old like Amazon Basics stand, and I could set that on my desk right here. And that's a way that I could do it cheaper. But I've got the C-stand laying around from a job that I needed, so I got this black C-stand, and I just kind of have this always set up ready to go for when I want to do these talking head videos. Then the other thing that this video needs to talk about is this big old light right here. And this is a crappy Amazon, I don't even know what it says, light box, something there. It's just a crappy light that I turn on. So we're going to do a video soon on 3-point lighting, which is you've got your key light, which is what we're using here. Then typically you have a fill light over here, and then a hair light behind you. And so what I do for this is my key light is pretty bright, and I had a fill light, but I wasn't getting enough shadows. Everything was pretty flat. So basically what I'm doing is using this door, this white door, as a fill light, and that kind of fills in some of the shadows on my face. And then for a hair light, I'm just using this practical window. And so that's kind of my 3-point. See, there's my extra light. Do not buy these light box Amazon Prime things. These are junk. The stands are junk. The the lights flicker out on me every now and then, and you can see like none of the joints work anymore. So I had to actually like wrap the cable around there. They were like $150, and I just need something in a hurry, and they never leave my house. I do not recommend buying these, but I guess if you're never gonna tear them down and you just need a light, it's a decent. I'm not gonna recommend these. Do not buy these. Okay, so those are my lights. That's basically it. That's the camera setup, and I can link the most. There's nothing fancy about this setup, and so we'll talk about that in a second. All right, so that is it. That is my setup, how I get a really good looking kind of YouTube setup where I can share information to you. There's nothing really fancy. The camera, you can use your iPhone, you could use EOS RP, EOS R, it really doesn't matter. You can still, if you've got good lighting and good audio, you can make a really good talking head. So I just wanted to show you guys that this setup is really simple. There's nothing really fancy about it. I am actually working on building a studio in the basement right now. I don't know when that's going to be finished because I just kind of get to it when I get to it, and I'm kind of building out a room. Maybe I'll show you a quick little preview of it sometime, but for right now, this is my talking headspace where I can just pass on information to you. And so I encourage you with this video, try and make some of these talking head videos, and I'm gonna give you some different tools and tips in the future on how you could make potentially a YouTube channel where you can have really nice professional looking video in a home studio. So if this video was helpful, I would love for you to like it and go through that whole subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to list kind of all of the things that I use for my practical YouTube setup here in the description on this video. And honestly, if you have questions on your setup, I've been talking to a lot of people, which is really cool, on Instagram lately. They'll just send me a message and say, hey, because of you, I bought this lens, or I bought this Ronin. This morning, somebody just texted me and said that, and it's really cool. I love to get some like positive feedback from you guys, hearing that you know, I'm helping you in your creative process, which is one of my ultimate goals for YouTube. Is I just love to help people grow and become better creatives. So that's happening. I've got another video. I promise I'm gonna get one Friday for you. I think we're gonna talk about the EOS R5 a little bit more because I haven't talked much about that camera since I got it, and I've been using it a ton. So if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel, and we will see you Friday. Have a good one.